Oh, God, yeah. He'll 1,000,000 times to 1.
Man, it feels good to hear that theme song again. Welcome, everyone, to
Right?
Heels Forever podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Edelman. With me, as always, my boy Brody James. Brody, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right, man. I'm feeling all right. It was great to hear the intro again. It's been like 2 weeks. Started to feel a little bit. I'm like, oh, bro, we need to get back. There's other things going on, but we're back.
Yeah,
And here we are. It's been a
excited to get
great
the
week
itch
in
a little bit.
WWE.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we got a lot to cover today. Obviously, being gone for a couple weeks, so we got a lot to go over. But before we get started, it's been a minute since we potted. The package has arrived. Now, before you fuckers hate, just know I knew what I was getting when I bought it. I love the way it turned out. And if you don't, go fuck yourself. But oh wait, I'm not in the camera. Here we go.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
So yeah, man. Dude I found on Facebook, Mayan Riaz made that for me. Looking to get a custom belt done here soon. Still trying to work the details out on that, but looking to get a Heels Forever custom belt done. So pretty excited for that. But let's get right into it, man. I know we just had Elimination Chamber on Saturday, but I kind of want to take a couple steps back and go into the way Raw kind of ended going into Elimination Chamber. Let me pull this up here since it's been a couple of weeks. First of all, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, they opened the show. It was a good match. You had Drew McIntyre pick up the win over Cody, which in the grand scheme of things, I guess coming into Elimination Chamber, you wanted to get him up over that since he was obviously the choice to win. But when I was watching it, I'm like, you got everything going on with Cody right now, and you have him take a loss to Drew. Like, how is that helping his position? Am I wrong in feeling that way?
I don't think you can hurt his position right now. I think any kind of heat on him is good heat, bad heat, unless like they really come in and fucking get him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fix is in, like he doesn't main event Mania or something. But other than that, guy can propel a few guys on the way to Mania. It ain't gonna hurt his stock right now, bro. He's still going to Mania. He's still going to face Roman, going to get the belt, finish the story, etc.
I think my biggest problem with it is what we were texting on Saturday during the match. I just didn't want Drew to win it. Look, I know when he had what just happened.
Camera.
Yeah, give me 1 second. IT's
No
on.
problem, brother. Nice. Gotta get our guys in the IT room a little bottle for service. I love it. It happens to me too all the time.
Let me
Power of technology, people. Power of technology. I'm sure we'll get our host Kenny Edelman back. It's good to see the layout again too. Just the Heels Forever season 2 layout. It's just great to see it again. It's weird when we don't pod for a few weeks. Got in the groove here, setting up. Gotta get some new figures for behind me here. Gotta go dig through the crates, see what we got. I know I have the Usos, which will be great for Mania coming up. I actually do have the Usos in package, like when they were still a tag team. So I should definitely throw that over.
I'm gonna
here.
back out and come right back in.
No doubt, dogs. I'm here. Your boy's chilling, everybody. Our host, Kenny Edelman, a few technical difficulties. This is the pod life. This is the pod world. This is how things go. Not really much to say about it other than we're still here and we're still rolling. Hit us on the Instagram. I know the IG is live right now. If there's any questions you want to get in while I'm just sitting here, I'll scan the IG. Let's get a little interactive while we wait for our host to come back. Oh, nice. And we look good on the IG. We look good on the tube. I like it. Hit me with any questions, anything you guys got. Actually, belt looking clean back there too. Yeesh, belt looking really clean back there. New Jaws poster, new Jurassic Park poster. I got Hook over here. Then I gotta like move cameras and shit. I don't want to do all that, but you know. So, I mean, still, I almost want to play the intro again when Kenny comes back. Like, it's like we should restart just the whole episode. That's crazy. Our boy is out there. He's out there in the universe setting up some sort of camera. I have no doubt. I don't anticipate him being gone that much longer. But shout out to everyone on Twitch watching, everyone on IG Live, Facebook. Appreciate you guys. We are going to get into a great week in WWE, and we do have a guest ready to hop on here in about 20 minutes. A good friend of mine, Dave Noodleman. Nice wrestling fan and just overall fan of the business. Been to events with him, a few events, good ones too. MSG, the Barclays. Yeah, man. Just overall great love for the business too. Let's see. Is Kenny back? Let's see.
Cameras.
I
Hold
hear
on.
him. I don't.
I'm gonna hook up a webcam.
All right, fair play, brother. Back on the cams for us today. I'm telling you, messing with all this cell phone technology, bro. It's good for us, like, because we're trying to up the podcast for you guys so that we can, bring good quality and just overall compete in the space, Want to give you guys good quality stuff with reels and, high quality video. Oh, there he is, bro. And like the real podcast setup right there with the camera, bro. The real setup. That's the original. It's how they did the pod setup in like the real world.
Right.
MTV days.
Bro, this is awful. All right. Fuck it. Good enough.
There he is. Now he's back, ladies and gentlemen. I almost want to play the theme song all over again. I was telling them how, we're just trying things out with these cameras and all this kind of stuff, just to up the quality of the stream and just to compete in the space overall. But I'll hand it back to you, brother.
We haven't had a problem with it recently, so that was kind of weird. I don't know if maybe it's just my new computer isn't here yet, so it's probably part of the issue too. But yeah,
for people watching, I'm not always drinking like alcohol when I'm drinking on the podcast. Like, it's actually like cranberry ginger ale. I just like to have something cold on ice when we pod, keep it refreshing. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I think we were
we're on Drew, not really wanting to.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking on Saturday as the chamber was going on, and I told you, I was like, man, I just don't want to see Drew and Rollins again. But at the same time, I get it. Like, the dude, when he had the title, never really got to defend it at a WrestleMania. He never got to have that moment that he should have had when he won the title in the first place. So kind of think maybe there's a little bit of redemption there for him, and he does deserve that.
Of course.
It's just LA Knight, bro. I don't know how many times I gotta fucking say this. Like, you have a gold mine right there, and you're gonna give us AJ Styles, and like, for what? No gold?
I don't know. No gold. Maybe just to have a good match at Mania. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a good match. The in-ring work will be key.
But my thing is,
and they'll make it spicy, bro. They'll make it spicy. He'll talk shit on him. Oh, bro, you're a has-been. Debuted 8 years ago. You never made it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely. Like I'm trying my best not to hate on it, because everything up to this point, other than, yes, they did fumble him multiple times, but everything else has been good with WWE. I mean, I can't really complain about it. So
yeah,
I think there's a bigger plan in place than, maybe we even know about or can even speculate at this point. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a great match either way.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And it'll propel him too. I mean, AJ Styles, like, regardless of what he's done a little bit lately, I mean, it's still AJ Styles, and it's still great for him to have faced AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like the Triple H match, like how the Taker match was. After a while, it was like, right, like, you have to get through these certain people to get this. I'm sure Orton's like a year or two away from it being like, you face Randy Orton on the way on. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get that status. So
yeah. Pivoting off of that, we had a return on Monday night. they did the last chance battle royal for the Elimination Chamber. I believe there was one spot left. Raquel Rodriguez came back from injury,
Right?
was an entrant in that match. And as soon as she came back, I didn't even have to watch the match. I was like, we know where this is going. You knew she was going to win and get that spot. And for a minute there in that match, I was like, yo, maybe they go this route. I thought she had
Which is
every
great.
opportunity to win that match. And at a couple of points, I thought maybe that's what they were going to do. How do you feel about, because I know we were talking about potential Rhea opponents. How do you feel about how it lined up with Becky and Rhea? Do you like it? Do you think there was a better matchup they could have went
course.
with?
It could have been better, could have been worse, could have been just different. But it's the
Yeah.
matchup we're getting, and I like it, bro. I love it. It's gonna be. I mean, what else do you want on the way to Mania other than like good shit talking feuds? Like you want it to build up to the match. Like you
Yeah.
want it to be like, oh fuck, it's bell's about to ring. All right, here we go, bro. Like that's the feeling you want going into a match, and I think like those two women are gonna give us that on the way to
Yes.
Mania. I think it's gonna be great. 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, and that was kind of part of my thing too. I know we're talking about the women's, but I kind of just want to pivot back with
Yeah.
AJ Styles because it's like AJ's not really, he's not always the best on the mic when it comes, like in ring, one of the best all time. But
Absolutely. Oh, no.
like he has his moments on the mic where it's like, all right, bro, like it's not. There's
He
something with
doesn't
the
have that kind of
delivery.
charisma. It's
Yeah,
not that.
exactly.
There you go.
So to me, like when we were talking on Saturday, I think if you would have just positioned LA Knight and Logan Paul in a feud, would have blown the roof off the place. Like I feel like that would have kind of given
Yeah.
you that Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold type feud going into WrestleMania. So that was my only thing with it. Yeah, as you said, there's still a lot of stuff going on with Gunther as well. We don't know who's going to be in that IC title spot. Could be LA Knight at that point. We really don't know. So still just got to kind of let it all play out, I guess, and hope that they don't screw up anything going into WrestleMania because this is like the most important time, to be a fan. Like, so
I know.
and they're doing a great job. I'm not trying to take anything away from. I think the Elimination Chamber could have been a little bit better in some
Okay.
spots. Definitely hats off to the women. I think they carried that entire card. Everything was on point.
Oh, big props, Kenny, to the women.
Yeah.
Big props from Kenny to the women.
You're not gonna
You
hear it
gotta note
often.
that.
Just again, nothing like crazy, but there are a lot of botches when it comes to the women. So to be in that Elimination Chamber match and nothing of the sort even seemed like it was gonna go wrong.
Yeah, and
That's
they were
awesome.
just good.
Yeah,
for sure. And even Rhea and Nia were nice later in the night.
Yeah. And it there was a lot of times in I won't say every match on Saturday, but there was a lot of times where I was like, man, I don't know where this is gonna go. And I
Yeah,
feel
for
like
sure.
they've been missing that for a while, and now they're starting to hit back on it, which again, and we're gonna get into this later, but I'm glad they're trying to snuff out the spoilers and everything like that because I think it's gonna make everything more exciting. It's gonna make our jobs more exciting because we don't have the writing on the wall to kind of go off of. So
Which I love, man. Which I love. I'm so down for that. I need like more of the mystery, less of these guys talking shit online. Like, because how many guesses could you really have before you get it right? You're only dealing with a certain amount of wrestlers, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's annoying, bro, because sometimes they do spoil shit and they do fuck up a good feud that could be like, oh, bro, come on. But we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. And then following that victory by Raquel Rodriguez, you had the Judgment Day going up against The Miz, R-Truth, and DIY. Judgment Day ended up taking the victory, of course. I hope they keep this feud going into Mania. I love the R-Truth angle, the little short videos they're showing between the matches and shit. And he was
Yeah, this
like,
guy's been on fire lately.
bro, he said something about like it was like the feeling John Cena got when he put on his first pair of jean shorts, and I almost fell the fuck out, bro.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I do. There's a part of me that kind of hopes we see the Miz and R-Truth with the gold at WrestleMania. I think that's kind of what they're building up to. Either that or DIY, one of the two. But
Gotcha.
this guy Truth is the best worker in the business. Like, let him
I
run around
know,
with some
bro.
gold that's not the 24/7 title, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, correct, bro. I mean, he embodies what the business is about, and that's why
Yes.
this guy will forever have a job. That's why he's always had a job.
Dude, and I don't think there's a person on this planet who can play that character, and he
Not even
doesn't
close.
miss a beat ever. Like, it's
Not
always
even
on
close.
point. Next up, we had Chad Gable beat Ivar. They've had this little
Really?
rivalry going with the Alpha Academy. And bro, like I told you, and like your boy said last week, Chad Gable don't miss. This dude,
No, definitely not.
I wish he was 3 inches taller. Because
I
I
know,
feel like
right?
that's the hesitation. Like, obviously, they want the fucking 6'5" dudes and all this, and he needs a belt. I don't care. Honestly, let him beat Gunther for the IC title at WrestleMania. I feel like he deserves that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of ways off. I think there's other people that can grab the IC title right now from Gunther.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like,
And
let this guy. I don't know. I don't know what other
well,
belt to give him, but
that's my thing. You know, there's only
put him
so
all first,
many.
then let's talk.
Yeah, and as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, you know what, Chad Gable winning it at WrestleMania might not be the best for the business.
No.
But
That's
speaking
for
of
the
the
business.
IC title, we had a fucking barn burner with Gunther and Jey Uso, and we were talking about the leaks earlier. So apparently, old Paul, Big Daddy Trips,
Levesque? Triple H. All right.
told everybody. I think they said up to an hour before the match that Uso was taking the gold, and he wanted to essentially fish out the leaks of what was going on. But there was plenty of times in that match where I thought for sure Gunther was dropping that title. I was like, okay, here we go. And at the time, I didn't realize that he's not allowed to leave the country to work. So I was like, this is the perfect spot for him to drop the belt, go into the Elimination Chamber, maybe him and Rollins at Mania. It was something that I thought could have happened at that point.
Yeah, there was plenty of times throughout the match where I thought that's where we were going, but
Dude, it's insane to me how, as much as I didn't like Gunther, the way he can make anybody look like a fucking star in that ring, and just
the in-ring work is getting good
dude,
with him, bro.
it's getting fantastic with him. And obviously you had Jey Uso interrupting the match. He was ringing the bell as Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso was ringing the bell. And I thought for sure at that point, I was like, this is it. Gunther's going to lose. Give
Yeah.
main event Jey Uso the belt. This is what we needed. Obviously not. Gunther took up the win. Do you think, and my thing is, I think this is obviously a setup for brother versus brother at Mania, correct?
Of course. That's all this is for, and rightfully so. It should be, and I don't think it should be like the kickoff match either. I don't think they should be given this like
No.
This shouldn't be the opening match, Jay versus Jimmy Uso. Like, this needs to be taken seriously. Like,
Well, as much hype as they've been given, like the Bloodline and Jey Uso getting kicked out and everything, this should be the match before the main event.
yeah, fair play.
Like, I feel like they should have this match right before Cody and Roman, because we all know that these motherfuckers are going to be back in the ring anyways.
Yeah,
So why
correct.
not already
Right?
have them out there?
We know the finish, like what Drew said.
Yeah, exactly. So
What's up,
what do
brother?
you see coming out of this? So obviously, Jimmy J at WrestleMania, how would you book it?
I'd book it. I'd let Jimmy win.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you gain from that?
The fact, the
Which I don't
shock
think
value that Jey Uso didn't win
Yeah, I guess.
on a card that's going to look very predictable because someone's finishing the story. Drew McIntyre is
Right.
winning the belt. You got to have something that you don't know is going to be the fucking outcome somewhere. And it could kick off a feud for them going into SummerSlam. They could do it again. You can give Jay the belt again at Money in the Bank. Let him beat somebody for the IC title, then let those two go at it at SummerSlam and ladder match IC title, Jay versus Jimmy Uso. It could be run more than once. It could be the kickoff of a 6-month feud.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that happening too. the one thing I wish they would do is, can we just fucking get rid of Money in the Bank? Like, if it's
No one's
if
gonna
it's
cash it in. Let's do that.
if it's not gonna serve the purpose that it
Correct.
has before,
I
like, you
agree.
guys took one of the greatest pay-per-views and just watered it down to where it doesn't fucking matter. What are we doing it for then? Bring back something else, like, give me fucking
Hell in the Cell.
yeah, or TLC or fucking something.
Correct.
I don't know, man. I just it used to be my favorite pay-per-view, and now I'm just like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, I remember the first couple times where it was like, yo, if you won that, you were getting that gold, and now it's, let's see how long we can make them hold
I know,
and
right?
not cash in. So moving on to SmackDown, we had the Tiffany Stratton and Liv Morgan open up the show one-on-one. Great match. I think I said this before on the show when right after the Rumble, maybe, and I said Tiffany Stratton's got the potential to be a top woman in this division. And I think over the last week, maybe 2 weeks, she's shown that, especially in the Elimination Chamber match. Holy shit.
I
is
remember
she
you
working,
texting me
bro.
gushing over this broad, bro. I remember
Bro, at
you
one
texting
point,
me like, "Oh, this is it. This is the one." I was like, "Oh
at-
wow, he's really high on this guy."
yeah, I think at one point I was just like, you know what? Don't even have this match anymore. Like, just give her the fucking belt, because I think her and Rhea at Mania would have been. Don't get me wrong. You have Becky Lynch, who's going to give you that wow factor, and she's got all the fans, and she's been big for multiple years in this business, and she's going to draw a crowd, obviously. But I think Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley would have put on a hell of a match at WrestleMania.
I
And
think
there
so
was
too. That
a
time's
part of
coming,
me
brother.
deep
That
inside.
time-
I'm like, dude, just let it happen now.
It's coming. Trust, bro. They got to get all these things out of the way. I
So,
got my buddy Noodles in the
yeah, I just saw him in the chat. What up, Noodles?
in the waiting room. Let's wrap up on SmackDown, and then I'll bring him in for the Elimination Chamber segment.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, we can do this quick. So we had the women's match, and then how do you feel about this? We had Braun Breaker debuting on SmackDown.
Loved it, and he looked good doing it too.
Here's my thing, bro. When
Damn,
you have
like
a
this guy too. Okay.
well, I do like Braun. But my thing is, like, when you have a guy who was in NXT, he was so dominant in NXT, right? So you bring him up to SmackDown. What is the point of giving him a squash match against, hold on, let me even take a look, because I don't even, Dante Chen?
All right, bro. They
Like,
used to do this all the
bro.
time. There's a lot of guys.
Well, yeah, they did it all the time back when, NXT wasn't NXT, though. It was like, you had a couple hundred people that watched NXT, but nobody really gave a fuck about it.
Yeah, but
Unless you were
they hit
like
him
a
with a squash
hardcore
match.
guy.
They came in, they let him look good and bounce around and smack the guy up and show his finisher and all. I mean, this is classic booking, bro. There's nothing good. He's gonna have a meaningful match like the day before fucking Elimination Chamber. Like, what was he on the was there an NXT PLE as well?
That's a good
This
question.
weekend?
I don't think there was one this weekend,
Okay,
but I could be
maybe
wrong.
he had other commitment, but
Anyways, I think
play.
I think he's going to be fantastic on the main card. It's just a matter of time until he has the championship. So I just didn't like it. I feel like give him somebody with a little bit of credibility just to kind of boost him up a little bit more. But I can see, where they're coming from in doing what they did. Circling off of that, we had Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. They beat Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. Again, I don't know what it is about these guys, because they were never really my favorite, but now they've kind of been on this run where they're building up momentum up until Saturday, of course. But they're growing on me, man. I'm like, they could actually be like a very good team in this division.
I think they already are, dude. I think that going into Mania, I think there's a few teams that are looking like solid tag teams to go in and take the belt off Judgment Day. But I hope when they do this, I hope they just go back to one belt, and I hope they change the tag titles. These tag titles are dog shit. They look horrible. The red and blue joints, I don't like them. We need to go back to like solid kind of titles.
Yeah, I don't like the tag titles, and I'm down with changing them, but I do still think they should keep one for Raw, one for SmackDown. I think that there should still be that division. Unless you're going to unify all the titles. Like, to me, it's dumb to have like an IC title on Raw, U.S. title on SmackDown, but the tag title's got to be defended on both shows, and the
Mm,
heavyweight championship is different on both shows too. So it just doesn't make sense to me. I hate when they unify the
Gotcha.
titles in the first place, but they had a storyline that they were working on.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, man, I hope they do change them because I'm tired of fucking looking at those two.
Yeah, that's tough.
Next match we had Authors of Pain, AOP beat the Street Profits. Wasn't a fan of this either. I get it. You got to have your top guys take some losses every once in a while here, but I don't think you should ever be putting the Street Profits in a position to lose to AOP. Ever.
Yeah, I don't think that's where it's at either. I
Like,
mean, they're trying to push them pretty strong too, that whole faction.
yeah, and I think that's
But
where they're kind of getting in trouble. They want these factions to kind of bust out, so they have to obviously get the wins and get over on people, but you're picking the wrong guys to do it on because these two are, if not, I guess you could say right now, I would say they're the top tag team in WWE. So to have them lose to AOP, that it softens the whole division, I think. It makes everybody else look weak because don't get me wrong, AOP, they're big dudes, but they're not like, nah.
yeah, they're not the most tag team you fucking ever seen. Yeah, I got you, brother.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like where they're going with Bobby Lashley and Ford and Dawkins together in their faction. But for something, I feel like the AOP and Karrion Kross were just kind of thrown together so Bobby Lashley would have something to do.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a TV dinner made, like kind of throw it in there, see what we got. But I mean, I like him rebranded though.
Yes,
A
I
little
do
bit
too.
like a little spruced up, you know what I mean? I like it.
Yeah, and I like that they're kind of turning Bobby face slowly without
Yeah.
like making it too obvious. So they're doing a good job on that too. Sliding into the main event of SmackDown, we had Drew McIntyre and LA Knight. Ended in a disqualification. You had all 6 guys in the chamber come out and just start beating the shit out of each other.
Big schmaz, like they call it in the business. Big schmaz.
And we knew that shit was going to happen. They always do. I feel like anytime there's a match with more than 2 people in it, the go home show before the PLE ends up with everybody in the ring at the same time. So,
Absolutely.
again, just fumbling the bag with LA Knight, but I'm happy for Drew at the same time. I think he'll put on a good show at Mania, and still don't know if he's going to beat Rollins because apparently Rollins is back on the up and up.
Cleared. Yeah. Correct. So we'll see. Could be a good match. He might fall short.
Right. We'll
That
see.
might be a surprise too. Rollins actually keeping the title at Mania might be a surprise. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, because I've been in my bag about that. I'm like, Rollins is dropping that title at Mania. And now I'm like,
Right. All
all
right,
right, bring your boy up.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna bring in my boy Dave Noodles, owner of Stereotype Co. Clothing. Great company in Staten Island. Guys sold actually merch all over the world. To be honest, he's went on tours all over the world, sold all of this clothing. Very, very good friend of mine. Been on tour with me personally. Been to South by Southwest with me. DJ'd a show of mine in the city at the West End. And just an overall good friend, man. We've been to a lot of wrestling events together, and I wanted to bring him on here to chat about the heat and everything going on now, going into WrestleMania season. So here's my boy Dave Noodles. What's up, brother? What's up?
Hey, what's up, Brody? What's up, Ken?
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Glad to have you, man. So, Brody tells me you have a clothing line?
Yeah, I started it 16 years ago.
Really?
Sweet 16. Here we are.
Hell yeah. Congratulations. Hey, Brody, if you get a second, drop a link in the chat to the website so everybody can, if he's got a website,
Yeah,
so people
definitely.
can find him
Of
out.
course.
So we were going to kick off with kind of seeing how you felt about the Elimination Chamber and the fallout of that, but I kind of want to take a step back. How do you, like, I'm not sure how much you watch. Brody's kind of told me a little bit about you. You used to go to those shows and stuff back in the day. How do you feel about the state that the WWE is in right now going into WrestleMania?
So it's crazy because I grew up, I remember watching wrestling since WrestleMania 9. So I've seen so many different things happen, and it's crazy to just see where it is now, like a public traded company, and it's these apps, and you could just watch everything. It's literally kind of what I didn't even know I could dream of when I was a little kid. Like the amount of access,
Content
and
overall.
and
Yeah.
like the hype and the freaking stadiums, and it's just like, what? You couldn't
Yeah.
even think of this when you were 10. When I saw WrestleMania 9 and they were in Caesar's Palace, I thought that was
The pinnacle.
Grand Slam. Yeah, and
Right.
it's just been like, So as a creative person, like wrestling to me has been just like one of the biggest inspirations, just like branding and music and colors. And
He did actually. He
and
just did an event
slogans.
called Dreammania. On
Yeah.
Staten
Yeah?
Island.
I had
Yeah.
to
Hell
pay
yeah.
homage. It's just
Love
every
it.
like,
That's the homage.
if you're in business and you're an artist, just watching wrestling, you could just get so inspired. Just like branding alone, if you're an artist and you don't you know, and I feel like I see that in me now. Like I have my slogans and I have my colors and I have my sounds and stuff like that. And it's just I feel like wrestling just kind of embedded that in me early. Probably even
Yeah.
before hip hop, which is crazy because hip hop
True.
has probably had the biggest influence on me. But wrestling, in terms of like branding and just like, it's amazing. But I'm excited about everything happening. I'm excited. There's a lot. This is like the season where I get really back into it. Sometimes I lose a little bit of steam at the end of the year because my end of the year is crazy. So I'm like really in the office, locked in. But January, I'm like, yo, Rumble, let's go. And then I just keep soaking it in.
Correct.
I'm
Locked
like
in.
counting
Same
down the
shit.
days to WrestleMania. And it's almost been like clockwork, like the last half of my life, kind of like this.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. Do you have anybody in the business now that you're like, that's my guy, or that's in the women's division, like somebody that you're hyped about every time that they're on?
So yesterday, watching the Chamber, Tiff, she was blowing my mind. Yo, she was killing it.
Yes.
I'm like,
Another
wow,
guy,
the
fucking-
future is bright. I know she got pinned, but I think that was actually a good thing
Yes.
because you felt the hype, but then the wind got kind of blown out, and you're like, oh maybe next time, right? It kind of gives you that underdog feel instead of just running through the competition. So I think they're giving that to her, and she was really excited to watch, and so she was great. Damn, that match was sick.
The
'Cause
women's?
I usually fall asleep. Not on wrestling, but when I'm watching TV in my bedroom, I fall asleep no matter what I'm watching. It could be like NBA
Women's
Finals.
division.
But for that match, I was like, yo, I'm sitting up. I'm not falling asleep. And
Yeah.
I was hype, and I stayed up even longer after that because I was just like, damn, that shit got me hype.
Yeah, and I told Ray, I was like, this is the only time you're ever going to hear me say this, but the women were on point the entire night. They carried the card. It was great from every one of them. So what was your biggest takeaway from Elimination Chamber? Like, as far as what you see being set up at WrestleMania, maybe even a little bit further if we're looking towards SummerSlam?
I felt that it felt like they kind of just kept the light on, but they didn't want to give us too much. So I thought they did a good job without just kind of doing DQs and like things where you feel kind of ripped off. I got hype. I saw Bianca. I was like, yo, she's insane.
Yes.
She was in the best shape of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Doing amazing moves and crushing it. And I was like, she's ready to go. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Of course, I know it's not going to be Rumble. It's not going to be WrestleMania. So I try to just take.
It's a nice palate cleanser, though.
I'm like, wow, they're doing this in Australia. This is amazing. And
yeah,
for Rhea Ripley to be in her hometown, like that was special to just see that. Even though I knew she was going to win, clearly she's at her home, but it was cool. It was like,
yeah, it was a good match overall too.
Yeah, to give her that moment. So I think it kind of blew a lot of like.
It made its way around Twitter this afternoon, didn't it?
it poured it poured some extra oil on the fire, I think. That
You could say
kinda-
that again,
We're
cuz.
building up.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you? How do you think?
I don't know, man. My thing is, and I've said this a million fucking times, is I think LA Knight should be strapped with a rocket on his fucking back. I'm like, you guys are wasting time. I thought they had it set up. I'm like, they fucked around too many times. Let this dude win the chamber. Him and Rollins will be a great setup.
Mhm.
I'm still okay with Drew. Like we said early in the show, him not having the moment like he should have in the first place. I'm happy he's getting that. The women burned it down. I can't wait to see Rhea and Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
think,
be nice at Mania.
bro, I think WrestleMania this year might be one that you talk about for a while. I think it's going
I
to be
hope
one of
so,
those,
bro.
Yeah.
and they have the potential to do it. It's just you got to make sure you're hitting on all cylinders when you should be. So far, they have been. I know we still are about 2 months out. There's a lot that can change in between that, which get a fucking PLE in between. That's too fucking long.
You
for
know
us
what I'm
to wait.
saying? We got 6 Saturdays until WrestleMania. Like that's fucking miserable.
Yeah.
So
It should have
with
been like
the
Fastlane in like 2 weeks.
with the WrestleMania being in Philly, Noodles, you going?
I'm not going actually.
No.
It's just been a crazy last few months for me. We got
Yeah.
home. We're getting a dog. My
Hell
sister
yeah.
just had a kid. It's just been like
Yeah,
Congrats,
life's
bro.
coming.
my brother's gonna be a fireman like next week. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
been the most crazy month for my family. But I got the biggest. We just got a new TV. It's huge.
That's the same as being there.
Got the Bose system. I'm ready to go.
Nice, brother.
I wanted to go, but I'm like, there's just so much other stuff happening. So we'll be home.
And those tickets
What
ain't
about you?
cheap,
Are you
mate.
going?
No. So we had debated on going.
We were gonna go and pod like from the hotel and shit over there. Like
yeah,
make
we
it
were gonna have a
weekend, but-
whole spread set up and everything, but I'm moving to Ohio like
Oh,
maybe
wow.
2 weeks before WrestleMania. So I'm like, that's just gonna be too much to move from Florida to Ohio and then go to Philly a week later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So with the matches we have set up right now for WrestleMania, obviously we know we're getting The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth at some point. I think it's
Did they
probably
make
going to be a
that
night
official?
one. So they haven't made it official yet, but I think the way they're setting it up, there's no fucking way we don't get it. Probably going to be
I
on
know,
night
I
one.
know. I hope
Let's
so.
say Drew McIntyre and Seth, Roman, Cody, Rhea, Becky. Who do you
Jay,
have?
Jimmy,
Jay, Jimmy, and then let's not forget the other women's tag match or the other women's title match, Bailey and
That's
Io.
right, bro. Fucking Bailey out of all of this.
Right. So with those matches being already kind of assumed, what are your picks? What do you think is gonna happen?
Eee.
I just kind of put you on the spot right there.
No. I love how a lot of the time I'm wrong. Like I haven't
Me
been
too.
right. I haven't been right picking Rumble since
Can't even roll
since
all year on the
Rollins,
pod,
bro.
bro. Can't even call in the wrong all year.
That was like 5 years ago where I actually predicted both Royal Rumble winners. But after that, I've been taking L's on all my predictions. But
I'm taking out some of my predictions.
my personal take, I think Roman is here to stay. It's probably not gonna make everyone happy, but I just think his reign is supreme, and what he's doing is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know. I
Love it.
haven't completely stayed in touch with the amount of days he has for the streak.
Too fucking long. Too long.
Does he have the streak yet?
Not yet. So
Almost, bro. Almost.
to beat Hogan's record, he would have to have it until September.
They gotta give it to him. Maybe next. Maybe
Nice.
I'm
They
thinking.
gotta
I'm
give it
thinking
to
next
him.
Rumble. I'm thinking next Rumble. He's gonna drop it, but I think this is the spark of. I think The Rock coming into WWE is a great move with all the BS with Vince and all the bad press. I think The Rock is a good way to like shield that and
Kinda
kind
cover
of
that
keep
black
stock
cloud.
high.
No pun intended.
He's perfect to kind of block that, and I think the stock isn't going to change. Because I know that's very important to that company.
Mhm.
But there's no way he's not going to pass Hogan's. We feel it. Look how far he's got. They're not going to say, 400 days, 200 days away. Nope.
But like,
let's give it
how
let's
does
give it
this
to Cody. I just think we need more time for
how
Cody.
does Cody
get
go
his
there
shit.
and lose
Again, bro.
He has to.
Oh my god, he has to.
Bro, if he loses twice, he needs to go back and take a long fucking look in the mirror and figure out what the fuck he's doing wrong.
bro.
Because here's my thing too.
Imagine walking to the arena that day, like, yeah, bro, you get spear and 1, 2, 3, bro.
Right, it's gonna be a squash.
Appreciate your
Bro.
contributions.
He's gonna get ripped off. I think Cody will, and I think he'll just kind of build that vibe. But Roman has to get this.
See, and I'm kind of on the other side of that. I think this is gonna be. I think you're gonna see a quick Rock turn at WrestleMania. I think they're gonna have the tag match the first night, and then I think he's gonna cost Roman the title. There's a part deep inside me that says, "Hey, dude, you know, like you said, you're only 200 days away from beating Hogan's record. It's probably gonna happen." But 99% of me is like, get the fucking belt off of this guy. You know
Of
what
course,
I mean?
I want to see it too. But as a businessman and just legacy, it's like LeBron had to get that point. I know we're jumping sports, but
no, you're good.
LeBron had to get the points.
Yes.
No way he was going to be like, oh, I'm retiring the year before. And now it's just like, let me squash this. So I think it's going to be the same. And I think Roman has to be kind of the Hogan of the 2010s. You know, just term of legacy and like face of the company. And I love that he's doing it as a heel.
Honestly, I think that's my favorite part about it because
completely has been, because I remember he got booed. He was getting booed for years. Yeah.
Oh, forever, dude. When they were doing like trying to push him over Brock, and everybody's like, nah, dude, like fuck this guy. We're not seeing. And now like he took that heel turn and it elevated him to a spot that I never thought he would be at for sure.
Fuck yeah.
It was so good.
Every second of it.
They pulled everything to get him, and then the heel turn, and then you got Heyman.
Correct.
Yeah.
The wise man has spoken.
That's dude, and that's the thing too.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Paul's a fucking genius.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, bro. He's been around and he's been early on and pulling strings early, creative early, and it's great to see.
Yeah,
he just gets better and better. Who's your pick for Becky and Rhea?
That's a tough one.
That's gonna be a good one.
I think it's gonna be a great match. I'm hesitant to call a person because I can see it going either way. I think they have a great thing right now with Rhea, but at the same time, it's been a minute since Becky's held some gold.
I know.
So it's a toss up for me. I think right now I'm probably going to go Becky. It gives you that more of a wow factor at WrestleMania, you know, kind of David versus Goliath in a sort of sense. Like she's the littler person. I could see it happening.
Yeah, I could see it happening too. Now the man's back on top. Now we put Rhea back on the chase.
Yeah.
You know, maybe she goes to chase the other belt now.
Yeah, maybe move her to SmackDown for the ratings for a little while. You know, you can kind of hopefully disband Judgment Day after WrestleMania, have them implode, start a little
because she technically does have like the number 2's title. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's like the top one, like obviously she's way more popular than fucking Io Sky, but she does have the number 2's title. It's time for her to go get like the real belt.
Yeah, I could see that too. You know, kind of give her the granddaddy of them all, so to speak, in the women's side.
She deserves the 97 in the video game. It rated 97 in the video game.
Bro, I saw some of those ratings though. They're a little suspect.
Really?
Like, bro, I don't care. I don't care how
what was
hot
LA
Jey
Knight, bro?
Uso
Just
is
lay
right
it
now.
on me, bro. Lay it on me.
Well, I don't remember what LA Knight was. He's probably like a 99, which he should be. But they had Jey Uso. They had Jey Uso at a 90, and I'm like, dude, I get it. You know, Yeet is hot right now, but this dude is not a 90.
Bro, he's a 90. He's fucking one of the hottest things in the company right now.
No.
What is he? 85?
I would give him like an 85, maybe.
Logan Paul was 90 too.
Yeah, I saw that. Which don't get me wrong,
he puts on a good show.
He does. He's
What's
really
that?
good in the ring. I'm not gonna say he's not. I'm not mad about the 90 for him.
Really?
They didn't
No,
really
bro.
give anyone lower than a 90 from those. I
Listen.
didn't see too many, but
Just the spot from him and Ricochet at the Royal Rumble, he should be a 99 the rest of his life. Like that was one of my favorite all-time spots in the Rumble.
It was a great spot.
All right, Dave. Last question I have for you: Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, who's leaving WrestleMania champion?
I gotta say Drew, only because I don't know what other belt is gonna really move hands. I think Rhea is gonna keep it. I think Roman's. We talked about that. He's definitely. I think he's gonna keep it, but I think Drew has to take it. So Drew.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there too. I've told Brody a couple times. I think it's time for Seth to maybe take like a month or two off, kind of rebuild, get better, work on the character a little bit. That way it doesn't get stale. So I could definitely see them going in that direction too.
Yeah.
Brody, you got anything else you want to throw at Dave?
No, man, that was good. That was a great come in, catch up real quick. It's nice
Yeah,
to see
man,
you,
we
as always, brother.
definitely
Always, guys.
appreciate you taking time to be on the show.
Keep
Throw
up
your
the great
socials
work,
out
guys.
there. Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me Dave Noodles with a Z, and also feel free to check out Stereotype Co. And also
Yes.
check out the brand new 24/7 music station we just dropped, Type 88 Radio, Side B,
Yes.
independent
yes.
music. You probably hear some Brody on there.
And yeah, and
it's,
we'll throw all that
Type
shit in the
88
comments
Radio.
too.
Yeah, type88radio.com, commercial free, underline free.
Hell
Turn
yeah.
it on, music all day.
Underline free.
I love free.
Enjoy it. Yeah, check it out. We just dropped it. I'm really excited about it. I get to play amazing artists that we've met along our decades of doing this journey, and send us music too. We're always looking for some new stuff. So thank you guys for having me.
Brother.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank
throw
you
those
very
links.
much, Dave.
Send me those links. I'll throw them in the description when this goes up, like on YouTube.
Yeah, and same goes to Lifetime Pass, bro. Anytime you want to jump on the show,
Thank you, Ken.
you're always welcome.
100%.
I'll see you guys. Have an amazing rest of your show, and keep doing your thing, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Take
you,
it easy.
Dave. You got it, brother.
Hell
My
yeah. I
man.
love when we have guests that do dope shit.
You know what I'm saying? And they know some of the
love it.
product, like
Yeah.
they're privy to, like, they're not as deep as we are in the business. But
He's like, yeah, bro, I fucking make clothes, I sell hats, I do music, and I fucking watch
correct.
wrestling.
Bro, this cat, I remember when he was barely scraping trying to do this too. I remember the first time he had like $100,000 a year selling clothes.
Hell yeah.
He was like, brother, I'm taking you for a steak. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm paying. I was like, yeah, all right, bro, no doubt, no doubt. So he's like, yo, I fucking cleared my first like $100,000 selling the clothing. Like I tear up right now thinking about it, because I remember the guy was fucking scraping it. So shout out to fucking who built his life off that thing, bro. Does not work a day job, that hasn't in fucking, I can't even tell you how long. Built his
Hell
whole
yeah.
life off selling clothes and helping others, and just an overall great dude. The community loves him. So shout out.
Yeah,
Noodles.
it's beautiful shit. I'm definitely gonna check out the website, maybe cop some gear.
Facts.
All right, so slowly transitioning. As you guys know, each week we do our superstar of the week as well as the match of the week. Do you have yours, Brody? You need some time to think, because if not, I'm gonna let you go first.
I can go. For superstar of the week, I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Having her moment at home, loved
Absolutely.
it, every second of it. And for
by the way,
go ahead.
We didn't even bring this up, but Nia Jax actually put on a good match.
Yes.
She wasn't Botchzilla like we kind of thought she was gonna be.
Nah,
so
she wasn't Botchzilla.
It seems like the time that she took off, whether it was, I think, maybe the rehab from the double knee surgery or whatever, but seems like she kind of took some time to learn and kind of hone her craft a little bit. So big ups to her.
Yes, definitely big ups to Nia Jax, because that's what made it a great match. Was that she was actually, she's starting to fall into her role as a heel and soaking it in.
Bloodline.
Correct. There you go. For my match of the week, I'm gonna go. I remember I remember yours, so I'm not gonna roll on that because that actually really was a great match. I'm gonna go with Cody and Drew McIntyre to open up Raw.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a great match. I thought they. I don't want to say put it all out there. I mean, it was a Raw match. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Like I feel like I'm sure if that was a pay per view, we would have got other spots and shit. But I think for what it was and to open up Raw and to be those two, like I think that's something we're gonna see again down the line. Like I think that's gonna be a
Oh,
feud too as
100%.
well. And I think it's gonna be fire when it is.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, when I opened up the show earlier and said I didn't like the match, I did like the match. I thought the match was great. I just wasn't in favor of how it ended.
Yes.
But
Gotcha.
after, like I said before, after watching Elimination Chamber and how that ended, it made sense. In the moment, I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
was,
"No,
he was
what the
streaky,
fuck
he's
are we
hot.
doing?"
That wasn't gonna kill off. Losing to Drew McIntyre wasn't gonna kill fucking Cody's buzz right now.
Well, no, I don't think it's going
Cody
to.
go
But
on live TV right now and get himself fucking canceled. He wouldn't get fucking canceled, bro. That's just how. That's
no, 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 no. That's not what I'm trying to say, though. What I'm saying
Okay.
is like, you're trying to build up Cody to beat the guy that's in any shape or sense of the word has been unbeatable. You
In the
can't.
struggle, yeah.
No one can beat him. Like the dude is a god among men right now, and now you're leading us to believe that Cody could potentially do that. But how are we supposed to think that if he can't beat Drew McIntyre?
These things
And
happen.
I know I'm a deeper thinker about a lot of this shit than a lot of people are.
That's all
So
right, dude.
just like for me, it just wasn't it, but it was
The
still a good show.
psychology of it, wasn't it? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
What do you got?
All right. So we've already talked about her plenty of times on the show today. But my superstar of the week is Tiffany Stratton. Again, she was red hot on SmackDown. She got a big victory over Liv Morgan.
Yes, sir.
Was lights out in the chamber, was everywhere, flipping, jumping, jiving, juking. I think
Love
she's going to
it.
be a huge asset to the women's division, and she definitely proved it on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. So yeah, definitely has to be my superstar of the week at this point. And then for my match of the week, also at Elimination Chamber, was the Judgment Day beating the New Catch Republic, I guess is their tag team name now, but it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Amazing match, dude. Like, I don't think for a while there I was pushing for like DIY or the Creed brothers to be in this match. I don't think they could have put on as good of a match as Bate
I
and
agree.
Dunne did. And there was a lot of times where it was like, holy shit, they're gonna do it.
Yep.
It was like so close, that super close 3 count, and put on a great show. And I think it's definitely going to be a stepping stone for them and potentially winning gold in the tag division.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I think they put themselves in the conversation with this match for sure.
Yeah,
And they'll be a good heel tag team going forward, bro. Once they
and
decide to make them that, they'll be a great heel tag
listen,
team.
I think now that I'm kind of sitting thinking about it, I think Triple H watches our show, and here's why. We talked so much shit about they don't have the tag teams. There's not any kind of, proper tag teams in the division. And now we have New Catch Republic, who is looking fantastic. We have the Creed brothers, who are looking fucking
DIY.
fantastic.
Yeah.
DIY is looking fantastic. Bro.
JD McDonough and fucking R-Truth are a legitimate tag team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
like, we're getting better tag teams, and it's at the end of the day, it's just going to make the product that much better. So I'm pretty hyped about it. One thing I wanted to bring up, because we brought it up a couple times on the show and we haven't really touched base, so we might as well just do it here in front of everybody. What's going on with the merch? Any update on that yet?
No update on the merch.
No update yet.
No update on the merch. I know there was some of our graphics that got
yeah, sorry guys.
denied. Yeah, it's denied, but there's some of them that went through too, so it's really just kind of on me, man. I'll put in some work this week and we'll get back on track with the merch.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. I just wanted to kind of keep everybody updated. That way, we can start potentially doing giveaways and shit like that. But
Yes, sir.
what do you think? I got one question for you left, and then I'm good to go. Do you see anything happening between now and WrestleMania that we haven't seen yet, as far as whether it's a match setup or a rivalry that we haven't started to see yet, but you think we're gonna see before Mania happens?
I want to say we might see Cody and Rock at some point. I don't know what it is.
SummerSlam, bro.
I know that would be heat if they could fucking make that happen. But this guy's never gonna put Cody over, bro.
I think he would. I think
Yeah?
he gets it now. I think after the
Okay.
backlash and shit they had, and he was like, "Oh shit, I don't know as much as I fucking thought I did about the whole situation." I think it
True.
kind of opened his eyes a little bit, because notice how quick they shifted that. They were like, "Nah, we can't roll with this because it's not gonna work."
Yeah, agreed. All right, fair play.
So yeah, that's the show for the week. Thank you
We're back.
again to Dave Noodles for stopping by. Again, www.stereotypeco.com. We'll have the links up to his socials and the music site as well. Definitely going to be back and regularly scheduled on Sundays at 7 moving forward.
Yes.
Anything else you want to throw out to everybody?
Nope, just I'm really happy to be back, and I'm happy we covered a great week in WWE as usual. I'm looking forward to full steam ahead for Mania season now that Elimination Chamber is behind us. We have 6 weeks, and they better not fuck it up.
It's gonna
But
be a
other
long
than
6
that,
weeks, bro.
I'm good money, and I'm good to go. I'm gonna let's let the opener ride out one more time, just as like we're back.
All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, God, yeah, he'll 1,000,000 times to 1.